The green light is on a wet track here at the Sachsenring for the first and only practice session to be on a Saturday. We have a very wet circuit and a frozen timing screen, so as much as we must enjoy this, we've got it frozen at the moment. Track temperature though, that's live, 21 degrees here, temperature at 67% humidity, and a lot of water out there on the circuit, an insane amount of water. We are just going to see if it's an issue with MotoGP, their live timing systems, because if so, we might have to refresh on my side of the timings to get it back. No, the timing screens have actually frozen, so that's always great to see. That's the end of the Moto2 session that you're looking at as well, where Alonso Lopez was fastest. Don't worry, it usually re-triggers itself in the next 10 seconds or so. Just as everybody starts setting lap times, they get back into it. We've had this before, but I don't know why it's scheduled as P3, because it's not P3. It's FP. So you need to put FP on the board there. But we are underway with a green flag, but the track is very, very greasy out here as well. There's a lot of standing water on the start-finish straight. The first two sectors are somewhat okay. The sun was sort of hitting the track at the end of Moto2, so it has dried out a little bit. But it is getting up there to a wet quali, a wet Moto E, and then a dry rest of the weekend. We're live here on Twitch for the practice sessions from now on. Qualifying and all the races will be on YouTube. I think that's a fair compromise as well, because Twitch is just having an easier time to accept it than YouTube, and we really don't want to risk anything from Dorna. So it's a half an hour session before we go into qualifying, not too long. Really concerned that the timing screens have actually frozen up here. Like, it's just not worked at all. It hasn't switched over from the Moto2 session. That ended 13 minutes ago. I know, because I was watching the session up here in the commentary box. But at least we got some for tweet deck, and no one's actually set a time yet. They're all just going around there. Coming around in the third sector, actually. I think that's into turns, that's Audi Brook, so it's turns 8, 9, 10, 11. The third sector. There is still water, but the sun's there now, so it's drying out. But as soon as you enter turn 12 at Sachsen, coming to the double left-hander to finish the lap, it is soaking wet. So there needs to be a lot of dry lines appearing. That's why we're seeing everybody out there now. We had wet running yesterday, but not as much as it is right now. So we're going to have to go up there. 133.012 for Zarco, Alex Marquez 134, 132.879 for Jorge Martin to go fastest. So Martin, Zarco, Alex Marquez, Bezzecchi, Di Antonio, Marc Marquez, Marini, and then Binder, Vinales gone third, Binder fourth, Aleix Spargaro in fifth. So yeah, as soon as the MotoGP timings, fix themselves, right now I'm in the same position as you. We haven't got them, and it's really annoying. I'm having to rely on the TV pictures, and I know you can't at home for those watching the watch-alongs. Has it come through? Yes, Carol Bum, yes, thank you so much for your support as well, I just want to say, because I know you follow us across both Twitch and YouTube. Thank you for it. It means so much. And yeah, we try and bring you as much as possible now, but after that strike, we can't show the full timing screen, which is why we came up with this little device with the battle screen to get sort of a one-upmanship on Dorna as well. So that's that little device at the moment. As they come to the party. Alex Marquez still in 10th position. He's 6 tenths down. Everyone's out there on the wet tyre, obviously, but Alex Marquez is on medium front, soft rear. Di Antonio is on soft front, soft rear. Marc Marquez, medium front, soft rear, which I think makes sense. It's a very heavy braking zone on this track as well. With 11 left-hand corners, only 3 right-hand corners, so it makes more sense to have a medium front tyre and a soft rear tyre because it's more front-heavy braking on this track. Marc Marquez isn't too best pleased with some of the track action. A lot of hand-waving going on. He's fourth, though, 133.009, and he backed down on that lap time. And that market improved as well. So, the track is getting a little bit better. It looks okay into turn 1 now. There's not a lot of space. So, look, it's shifting throughout the race, and that's Marco Bezzecchi, who I think pulled up on a lap. Yeah, right in front of Marc Marquez, and Marc touched his front wheel with the rear wheel of Marco Bezzecchi. Marco pulled up, and then it was Marc who hit him. Well, that is Bezzecchi's fault for sitting up, but Mark should have been not following that closely in the practice session. That's a bit of a 50-50 in my book. Well, Marc Marquez is, as I said yesterday, he will end up killing someone. The rate he is going, he will end up killing someone. He almost killed Johann Zarco yesterday, and then he blamed Zarco. I couldn't even believe that. Megan was right, and then he did it as well. He said it. Marc Marquez blamed Johann Zarco for that accident. When he got up, he was saying, "What are you doing to Zarco?" So Mark blamed him for taking him out. I thought that's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, it's Marc Marquez, a bit like Michael Schumacher, can do no wrong. It's like when David, after Spa in '98, when Schumacher hit the back of Coulthard, he went to him. You might remember this. He went. Coulthard and Schumacher were summoned to Bernie Eccleston as well, and he left them alone to talk. And Coulthard said to Michael, can you not admit you've done wrong? Have you ever in your career done anything wrong? And he sat there for about a minute, and then he said no. So he's never according to Michael, he never did anything wrong, which was bizarre because he did a couple of things wrong. Binder's top, 138.17. Then Vinales, Martin, Aleix Spargo, Alex Marquez fifth. Yeah, timing screen's really starting to bug me now that it's not working, because I think everything has frozen. Just going to have a look at the weather graphic to see if that is... Yeah, it's still frozen too at the end of Moto 2 and 3. So we still have a frozen timing screen 8 minutes into a session. What is going on? Sometimes I don't even think... Sometimes I genuinely think Dorna just likes to watch the world burn. Really do, and I'm getting a little... I'm not saying I'm getting tired of MotoGP, but I am getting a little bit frustrated with the series this year. It's like it's trying to compete with something that it's not. It had a perfect format, could have done with tweaks as well. They added the sprint. That's sometimes okay, sometimes not. And it's really weird. And yeah, dry lines starting to appear at the top of turn 8, 9, 10. And that was one of the worst parts of the track as well, so that's what I say. It is getting a dry line. The sun is coming out, and we understand it's a power cut at the circuit. That's why we've got no timings. So that's great. Luca Marini, well, we've got timings because they're on the screen, so it must be just to the what we pay for timing screen. Vinales a 133.29, Aleix Spargo 134.38. Yeah. Again, timing screens, you have to pay for them. Ridiculous, because it's so limited. And they don't work half the time. Dorna really are just some piece of work sometimes. 137.42 for Bagnaia in fourth. Quartararo in ninth position. I don't say this mean. I say this as constructive criticism against Dorna. They need to modernise. I would love to work with Dorna and modernise their coverage and modernise everything. But it's just too... The feeling of MotoGP now is what Formula 1 was under Bernie Eccleston. It's an old man trying to act young. And now under Liberty Media, it's a young man acting young, so it's weird. But MotoGP is just a little bit stuffy, for my liking. Bezzecchi has been given a warning from the FIM stewards for conduct. What? He pulled up, and it was Mark who touched him. Bezzecchi, Mark was following him insanely close. Bezzecchi pulled out of a lap, and Mark hit him. Yes, it was dangerous, but you don't need a conduct warning. Mark should not have been following him that closely in a practice session. If it was a race, then yes. Practice, no. Oh, sometimes Marc Marquez gets on my nose as well. These practice sessions, if you're watching, are just me ranting. I've had quite a week. It's quite a week of not being able to say anything about MotoGP or Dorna or anything I've been on. It's all coming out this weekend, I can tell you that right now. So Vinales from Aleix Spargo, Miller, Bagnaia, Martin, top five. Then it's Marini, Quartararo, Binder, Morbidelli, Alex Marquez, the top 10. Fernandez, that's Augusto 11th, Di Giannantonio, Raul Fernandez, Nakagami, Bastianini, Marc Marquez, Zarco, Folger, Bezzecchi, Oliveira, taking us down to 20. Still no timing screens, and we are 11 minutes into the session. What are you doing? Get us on our timing monitors. We pay for these as well. It's just, oh. It froze once in... Where was it? At the start of the year, in the races it froze. It was really annoying. And then they fixed it, and now there's another problem with the system. However, The clock is still going, I've just noticed. Usually the clock freezes. It says 10:20:58. So the clock is working, but the timings aren't. That's really bizarre. Makes our coverage look a bit bad as well, but anyway. Martin, 6th place at the moment, medium front, soft rear tyres. 118, 19, 20, 21 on the board as he comes into the last corner. Gives it a full-on welly and boots up. Luca Marini goes into 6th position and Martin backs out of the lap time. Decides against having to run for that, which I can agree with, to be fair. Nobody wants to be double stacking on that one. On board now, this is Fabio Quartararo. He's running this session 8th position at the moment. We've got a replay with him. Where's this? Oi! Turn 5! 115 kilometres an hour coming out. That's out of Castrol Omega hairpin up towards 4 and 5 at the kink. And Quartararo just having his right leg come off. I need a better camera angle. His right leg come off the peg of the wheel and nearly lost it, and understandably he's brought it into the pit lane now as well. Tell you one thing, it is hot in the UK, but right now it's 9:22. It's nice and cool in this commentary box for the first time in a long time, so I'm actually enjoying that as well. Quartararo comes into the pits. Zarco's 10th, 130.892 on the board. So has, again, as I say, that magic word, time to find, time to push. And Bezzecchi 17th at the moment. We are live, by the way, don't forget, on YouTube for the qualifying session. We'll leave Twitch and go to YouTube for qualifying. And then just everybody keep your fingers crossed that Dorna don't do anything. If we get through today, I'll be more relaxed going into tomorrow. I've replaced it. It's now watch along. If they look on the video, they're going to see it's nothing bad. It's just me standing in front of a timing tower and a tweet deck. That's it. There's no track footage, nothing. Marco Bezzecchi, 7th, 130.638 on the board as well. As it's now still Vignales top. Miller is into the pit lane. Oh, going a little bit wide. There's one of the riders. Look like Alex Marquez to me, because I think Di Antonio is in the pit lane. Yeah, so it's Alex Marquez on the second green, actually going a bit wide. There's Marc Marquez. Bikes have been repaired overnight, but the Honda team are not happy that he keeps on crashing. I can tell you that right now. They are really angry. Yes, they're trying to develop the bike. Yes, they're trying to do all this, but they are severely unhappy that Marquez keeps crashing and keeps throwing the bike away and everything. So I won't be surprised if that changes. Tell you what, this camera makes me look really small. I think it's been adjusted wrong when we put it back after the Mont, because usually I'm up here, aren't I? Not down here. I'm not doing anything differently, so let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's slightly too high. I'll readjust that going into later on after everything. Look, everybody. Timing screen's still frozen. Honestly, Dorna really annoy me. As Oliveira just a 1:35.02. Yeah, literally nothing on our timing monitors. Nothing. To watch along, we offer timings, and we have no timings. I do apologise, but at least we can tell you what's happening out on the circuit with our radio commentary as well. Oh, and Portuguese Miguel Oliveira fan as well. I don't know what that is, actually. I can't read Portuguese. Sorry about that, but it looks good. There is Miguel Oliveira running around on the circuit right now as well. That's in the... I can't even tell. It's the RNLF team, isn't it, as well? In there, used to be the Petronas Yamahas first year in MotoGP since they left the series at the end of it as well. And Bezzecchi is up by 0.128 in that first sector. Oliveira's 3/10 down, just having twitches coming through Audi Brook at the top of the hill. And switches over. Oh, the rear kicks out again. It's nerve-wracking watching Oliveira as he comes through. That's it. Sorry, he was at 4, 5, and 6. Now he's into Carthalion as well at turn 7. They all look alike, this part of the track. It's very hard. It's like an oval almost for a MotoGP bike. It's a very unusual circuit. As I said, 11 left-hand corners, only 3 to the right. So they're in the first sector, those right-handers. Turn 1 is a right-hander. Turn 3 is a right-hander as well. And then turn 11 is a right-hander. The rest of the time, you're going left. So it's like an oval. It's a really weird racetrack, and you can't get your head around it sometimes, but it is fantastic. I always wish, I do secretly and really hope that Formula 1 come here for a German Grand Prix. I think that would be absolutely brilliant. This circuit, it's a 130 on a MotoGP bike. It'd be like what racing at the A1 ring, the Red Bull ring for Formula 1. It'd be like 111 lap times, flat out stuff, great parts of the track. I'd love it if Formula 1 came here. Maybe I'd love, actually, Formula 1 to alternate the German Grand Prix so that it's not all at one venue. I'd love it to be 1 year at the Sachsenring, 1 year at the Hockenheim, 1 at the Nürburgring. So 1 at the Sachsenring, 1 at the Hockenheim Ring, 1 at the Nürburgring. And then we can just have great, great races. Because I think this track is going to be absolutely great for Formula 1. So I think it's got an FIA Grade 2 licence, not too sure. But, yeah, I'd love it. It's a great circuit. Moto E coming up as well for our first race of the weekend. Their first time back here since the championship began, I believe, as well. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm really not happy with how I stand so close, and it's not looking great now, so it's setting me off a little bit. I'll stand back a bit more, actually, with my shorts on, which I'm not regretting at all, because the first time in a number of days in this box, I'm very cool. And I've been, not cool as in fashionably cool, but I was wearing these yesterday, and the jeans, they're fine. But it's so nice to have a bit of breeze, and I'd rather be cold than boiling to death, to be fair. Bezzecchi, red sector times all across the line, does a 1:29.877 for Marco Bezzecchi, goes fastest overall. We are more than halfway in this session, and we have no timing screen at all. 0 timings. Really disappointed in Dorna. Do you reckon we'll have them back for qualifying? I hope we'll have them back for qualifying. That's my hope, because if not, there's going to be some very angry people. Our wonderful viewers watching on Twitch live, and if you're watching this on MotoGP, if you're watching this on YouTube later, you don't need to respond to this, but I would love any viewers watching on Twitch here as well. Do you know if there's an error with MotoGP on Twitter or anything? As said, we know there's an error with the timing screens. We're fixing it because we don't have the opportunity up here in the comms box to take a look at that, because all the monitors are being used as they come into it. Marco Bezzecchi 1:29.877 as they fly in, and Augusto Fernandez is 14th at the moment. As we just had a quick look at him in the pits. Marco Bezzecchi up by 2/10 after doing a slow first sector time. Sectors 1 and 2 is red, and he's up by 2/10. So come on, what can you do? Out of Sachin into the quicken bird, the last corner on the circuit, turn 13, predictably a left-hander. So the long lap penalty loop is here this weekend, and that's wet, remember. So if that happens in Moto E, then it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Cross the line for Marco Bezzecchi, and it's a 1:29.659. 0.218 up on his previous best time, so into the 1:29s at least. Bezzecchi's the only rider in the 1:29s. Alex Marquez has done a 1:30. Just seen it flash up on the timing screen. On the TV monitor, because the timing screen's as dead as a dodo. So, not looking bad. MotoGP Fantasy. Jump back into MotoGP Fantasy. Form your dream team and win unique prizes. Late to the MotoGP Fantasy Team Party, you can still be on the course to win amazing prizes. Not the most useful tweet we've seen in the practice session. Thank you, Dorna, for showing us that. I mean, I'd rather see a working timing screen, but, you know, because that's how we tell who is quick and who's not. I know it's not exactly the best session to tell because it's raining, but, hey, it gives us an idea of, I don't know, going into qualifying? What is the gist with everything? I'm fine. I promise I'm fine. Just really annoying. What is happening out there right now? Marc Marquez looking quick once more. Going to be on the attack. 9 minutes to go till the session is over. I think we'll start 2 other sessions, because on YouTube we're going to have the British Touring Car, and then we're also going to have the MotoGP qualifying. So it's back-to-back stuff here at the moment. Yeah, I think what we think we're going to do now, by the way, is stick to what we did before. So highlights on YouTube, live on Twitch for the practice sessions, qualifying sprint race, live YouTube. I think that's the way we can get around it. Certainly until after the summer break. Wait until everything dies down. So we'll do this next weekend in TT Assen as well. I'll do the practice sessions on Twitch. Move over to YouTube for the qualies and all that lot. And the races. And then by the time we get back from the summer break into the British Grand Prix in August, we should be fine. I'll be able to do the whole thing on watch long on YouTube. And then everything's back to normal, basically. There will be a couple of sessions where we can't do because it's like a direct clash with F1, which we'll do those as live later on in the session. Or somebody can replace me in the commentary box. We'll still find that out as it's coming through. I love how BTCC say, good morning, it's quali day at Alton Park. FP1 is due to get underway at 9:40. Yeah, we know that. Do you know why we know that? Because, believe it or not, it's a 2-day format for British touring cars. It's 2 days. Kawa says, Q1 predictions? I think Marc Marquez having to go through it. King of the Ring, crash a lot, he will do it. And I don't know who else, really. It's a tight session. I think we'll see a couple of surprises not going through. I think Mark will definitely go through in Q1. We'll see that coming up shortly. So yeah, Mark is my Q1 prediction. Prediction for pole, Marco Bezzecchi. That's my prediction for pole position. Not just that he's fast in this session, but he has been quick. He was quick yesterday, quick today. Best of both dry and wet conditions. Like the look of it. Could go in. Looks like rain's going to be following me around all day. Wet in the Sachsenring. It's actually sunny at Alton Park, so that's something at least, but it's wet in Canada. 4 millimetres of rain in Formula 1 yesterday, and it was like Noah's Ark. And today we're predicted 6 millimetres. So yeah, it's going to be fun. 7 minutes to go then. Zarco's gone fastest with a 1:29.390, so he's 0.269 faster than Bezzecchi. Again, love to have the timing screen, but it's not working. I need a baseball bat to take to this monitor to make... oh, dear. Well, just the timing system's back there. I've got an umbrella. Does that help? But yeah, I'll take a baseball bat and just hit the timing computer monitors down at the Sachsenring and see, come on, we want you to work. Why aren't you working? Bagnaia in 4th position is down by half a second. 0.569 he is off. Has that timing tower moved at all? No, it hasn't. It's still stuck at Moto 2 Practice 3. I've got to check this on Twitter. This can't be right that this keeps happening. Bagnaia into the pit lane. He was half a tenth down. So we were predicting that one. MotoGP. I'm now Googling MotoGP. Finding their latest reply. No. Nothing. No one's saying that the timing screens are... Oh no, fix live timings, please. Yeah, so people have been saying that the timing screens have gone down, so which is nice to see. Thank you. Well done. I can't do that. Zarco's 4 tenths down, his best lap time as well. So yeah, timing screens are dead. So that's a great spending of all your money. You pay for a product and they don't make it work. That's never happened with Formula 1 before. Okay, 2018 they did change it over, but still, to everybody's dislike, they changed it midway through the season in 2017, and nobody liked in 2018. Sorry, and nobody liked it. Nobody could use it. And then they gave you another app to use until the end of it, and then they took it away in 2019 as well. And it's never been the same since. In fact, I don't think the timing screen has been any good since, because they used to give you in detail that you could actually read about it. Now you can't. And I remember the first time I had live timing in the Formula 1 commentary box. It was, might surprise you here, it was 2013. 2013 was the first time I got live timing in the commentary box, and it was midway through the season. I had an iPad for the first half of the year until the Nürburgring, and then we got Wi-Fi. So before that, the only way to have internet was a cable connection on the computers. That was it. So Wi-Fi in 2013. I know, late to the game, but then again, I was not going to let that change, and now we're first in the game with new technology. We're all there. But yeah. Jack Miller goes third, 1:29.8 is his time, 4/10 down. Marc Marquez is 7th on a 1:30.174, so he's improved. Bastianini is 19th, just come across the line, but it's Zarco who is the fastest at the moment, despite the fact in this session we've had a dud timing screen. I can only apologise for that. And also no co-com, which means I've had to talk on my own. Hopefully Megan will be with us for qualifying as well. Coming up shortly. Augusto Fernandez then. Oh, hello. He's 4th on the number 37, but he is 0.085 off the pace in that 3rd sector. So we might just have a fast lap time coming for Augusto. Out of the last corner, boots it hard. Can he get anywhere near the top? No. Stays 4th. 1:29.845. Again, he lost 4/10 in that last sector, but he still improves on time. The track evolution here has been massive. Absolutely massive. So going into the qualifying session, coming up, 10 minutes after the end of this session? It's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. Still coming through. Marc Marquez then, 7th fastest across the line. Is he going to improve? He's 17 thousandths off on the lap. How much has he lost in that very wet sector 3? 3/10. Marc Marquez goes 3rd, 1:29.728 on the board. Miller is 4th at the moment, not improving. Marco Bezzecchi, medium front, soft rear. As it's coming in. What is going on? That's Bagnaia coming out to do another lap. Fabio Di Giannantonio improves up to 7th, 1:30.070. So time has been found there. Run 3 for Bagnaia. And he's going through qualifying too, remember. There is now a dry line appearing. So the last 30 minutes have been really crucial for MotoGP because now there's dry lines appearing. I wonder, by the end of Q1, are we going to see anybody risk it for a set of soft tyres? Also the same for Q2. Anyone going to risk it to try and go faster? I can see that more happening in Q2 than Q1 to try and go for pole position. Q1 might be on the wets again. But there is substantial dry lines appearing. But you just don't want to make that mistake. You don't want to go down and then just go, oops, my fault, sorry, didn't mean to do that. So there's a couple of things we need to do. Luca Marini, 14th, 5/10 down, 0.540 to be exact at the last corner. And Marini goes 14th, 1:30.490, 1.1 off the pace, but still improved on time, not position. Excuse me for the yawn. I've been up since 6. Across the line, Alex Marquez up by 1/10.5, and Alex Marquez goes fastest. 1:29.297, 93 thousandths of a second faster than Johan Zarco on the Pramac Ducati. And Alex Marquez, of course, on the Grenesci Ducati. Alex has come alive at Ducati. It's his kind of bike. Mark may be able to ride a Honda, and with that made Alex sort of ride Honda. But no, Ducati suits Alex's riding style better. And I think even Marc Marquez is starting to look at maybe Ducati instead of Honda as a deal for the future. Because Repsol are getting sick of him. Would Ducati want him? That's the question. Yes, of course they would. It's Marc Marquez. But who would they replace? They've got Bastianini as a race winner, and they've got Bagnaia champion. They won't replace Bagnaia. But Bagnaia and Marquez in the same team? Marc Marquez as well? That's a brave one. Although will Alex feel like Mark's just taken his seat because Alex has got his eye on the factory Ducati ride as well. See, this is the silly season we've been talking about with everything coming in. It looks absolutely insane. Checkered flag is out now. Session is now over, which means we've just spent the last 30 minutes with no timing screen. Unbelievable. Mark comes across the line then, he is 2/10 up on Alex's time. Bezzecchi goes 3rd, Miller 5th across the line. Alex Marquez doesn't improve, and Marc Marquez does. 1:29.269. King of the Ring. Sir Crashalot is still the fastest. Zarco 3rd, 1:29.360. So lap times coming to an end, and everything looking to be okay. And no one else, I don't think, is improving on lap times in this session. I don't think they are. So it's Marc Marquez, Alex Marquez, Johan Zarco, Marco Bezzecchi, Jack Miller, Augusto Fernandez, Bagnaia, Morbidelli, Vinales, Di Gianantonio, the top 10, Binder, Oliveira, Aleix Espargaro, Marini, Quartararo, Martin, Raul Fernandez, Tadiki Nakagami, and Ayabashin and Jonas Folger, all in the pit lane. And that's how they run. Oliveira moves up to 11th. Aleix Espargaro goes into 6th position. Jorge Martin goes 10th. And this is Thriller Miller at turn 1 and 2. Cuts over, a little bit of raindrops. Does he have... Oh, hang on, he nearly wiped out Franco Morbidelli, who was just hanging around on the racing line. And Miller was on a lap, and he did not like that, and punches the board as well. So I think he could have been in something as well, a little bit more. That never came. Everyone else is taking the flag then. A good session here in MotoGP. We'll be back for qualifying live on YouTube.